As the buzz builds around Facebook, there's another tech giant that's getting itself into a little bit of hot water. Google keeps seeming to stoke the flames of all sorts of privacy, antitrust questions. Ren, you seem to think they are cruising for a bruising. What's going on with Google?
Well, there are a couple of things that happened. Last week, Google said we're going to combine everything we know about our users of YouTube and Gmail and other sister sites to inform their searches on Google. The other thing that happened a few weeks before that is Google Plus, its social networking site. Google said we're going to take information from that and also make it searchable on Google.
So they're pulling all this stuff together.
That's
maybe
right.
muscling out some of the other folks.
Yeah, now Congress thinks this raises privacy questions. They're saying, hey, users don't really know and have any control of the information that they give Google on these other sites. They don't know what's happening with that. We think that's a problem. Google responded to their questions yesterday.
Right, they answered Congress yesterday saying,
yeah,
it's all good here.
We're making things
it's all good
better,
it's all good for users.
Well, the bigger question is antitrust, though. I mean, bigger than privacy, I think, is that because they've been under investigation for a while now, and basically the charges are somewhat similar to what happened to Microsoft. They've got a monopoly in one area, and the government thinks that they're kind of muscling into other areas.
So in the same way that sort of Microsoft got into hot water because they started foisting their web browser into the operating system. Now, so the analogy is that Google search is now pulling everything in there.
It's a huge advantage to have your stuff not only appear on a Google search, but appear high up on the page. And the fear is, the antitrust fear, I think, is that Google will favor its own products. It'll favor, its social networking site. It'll favor.
Yeah, that was a question with ITA when they bought out a company called ITA Software.
And they did software for the travel industry.
Yeah, and the question was, will Google put its information on? Will you go to Expedia anymore if you can just
Google
get
has its own travel little business, right?
Yeah,
or travel info, right?
And will it shut out competitors from search completely? I mean, that's something.
But that was resolved, right? I mean, that deal was allowed to go through. What did they do there?
They said that can go through with some. You have to make sure that you share the software from ITA, but also we don't think there's an issue yet with the ranking of the search because we see no evidence that Google's going to do that. And I still think the evidence is still kind of weak, or at least questionable, that it's really ranking searches in a way that favors itself.
The problem with Google, though, is that they keep on trying to push the line. They're getting closer and closer. As Eric Schmidt one time said famously, he said something like, our job is to find the line of creepiness and go right to it.
Right, and but not to go over.
Not to go over it, but to be a little creepy.
But so each thing that they do is
a little creepy.
They're getting closer to stepping on that line or over, at least with regulators and lawmakers.
I think that's right. I mean, I mean, there's such a prominent and such a, in some ways, feared company that every time they do something that advances their interests, Congress gets upset, competitors get upset, users get upset.
All right, we'll leave it there. We will keep the scrutiny on Google as well as on Facebook, and be back with more Breaking Views tomorrow.